Hello, everyone, and a huge welcome to Kognito Key. Today, we are unpacking a really critical element of business scaling, the acquisition of human capital. We like to call it the empty desk blueprint. You see, an empty desk isn't just unused furniture, right? It's a pause in productivity. It's a gap in your organization's potential. So in this explainer, we're going to demystify exactly how successful organizations strategically fill those gaps with the absolute right talent. Okay, let's dive into our roadmap. We'll start by defining what recruitment actually is. Then look at the different types of recruitment needs, examine the factors that influence the whole process, and finally, walk through the exact step-by-step execution. Kicking things off with Section 1, what exactly is recruitment? At its core, recruitment is the process of examining a vacant position and attracting potential candidates to apply for it. But here is the real kicker. It has to be done within an appropriate time and at a desirable cost. I really want to highlight those two constraints, time and cost, because without this introductory stage functioning properly, companies simply cannot secure the resources they need. It's not just about eventually finding someone, it's about finding them efficiently so the organization doesn't lose its operational edge. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly are the core objectives here? Well, they go far beyond just putting a warm body in a chair. First up, recruitment ensures uninterrupted business processes. People retire, they move on, turnover happens. Recruitment is basically the engine that keeps the business running smoothly. Second, it identifies present and future personnel requirements. It literally forces management to look ahead. Third, the goal is to acquire the maximum number of relevant CVs. It's all about casting a wide net, but making sure you're catching the right fish. Fourth, a tightly planned process massively improves cost effectiveness. And finally, it accelerates the actual selection process by handing over a really strong pool of talent ready for interviews. Moving right along to Section 2, the types of recruitment needs. So, we know the why, but let's look at the when. What actually triggers HR to jump into action? There are generally three distinct needs. First, we have the planned need. This is something you know well in advance, like an employee's scheduled retirement. You have plenty of runway to prepare. Next is the anticipated need, which is much more strategic. Management predicts this by looking at market trends. For example, if your company is expanding or adapting to a massive technological advancement, you can anticipate needing a whole new set of skills. And finally, the sudden need. These are those completely unexpected events. Think sudden employee walkouts or serious sickness. The best HR departments have a solid blueprint ready to go for all three of these scenarios. Next up, Section 3. Let's look at the factors influencing the recruitment process. Recruitment absolutely does not happen in a vacuum. It's a highly dynamic process, and an organization has to constantly monitor market conditions. We can split these influencing factors into two categories. Looking at the external factors, these are forces totally beyond a company's direct control. We're talking political or legal mandates, major tech shifts, socioeconomic changes, and basic labor market supply and demand. Even your organization's public image acts as a huge external draw for talent. But then, compare that to the internal factors. These are the levers you can actually control. What is your recruitment policy? Do you hire fresh or promote from within? The size of the business unit, your cost of acquisition budget, and your overall growth strategy all play a part. Both sets of factors constantly interact and shape the reality of your hiring landscape. Bringing it all together in Section 4, the step-by-step process. We've talked about the theory and the triggers, but without a truly systematic process, your cost of employee acquisition is going to skyrocket. So here is the organized staircase to success. Step 1, identify the job requirement. You have to know exactly what gap needs filling. Step 2, prepare a crisp job description and specification to outline exactly what skills are needed. Step 3, advertise the vacant position through the right networks. Step 4, actively attract that talent. Step 5 is where you manage and thoroughly scrutinize those applications. And that flows directly into Step 6, shortlisting the absolutely perfect candidates for final interviews. It's a very logical, very powerful chain of events. Which leaves us with this final, really vital question to ponder. If a sudden technological shift drastically alters the labor market tomorrow, just how adaptable is your company's recruitment blueprint? It is a question every single modern organization must be ready to answer. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If you found this breakdown valuable, please hit that subscribe button for the Kognito Key channel. Don't forget to like this explainer and definitely share it with your colleagues and friends who might find it helpful. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.